What's going on? It's your boy, Pastor Ron. What's going on? Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Listen, I have performed tons of weddings. I don't know how many I have officiated over. I've lost count. And I've had thousands and hundreds of hours of counseling, of spending time with couples and going over issues and helping them navigate the struggles in their relationship. And one of the things I've identified, especially in 2023, is that a lot of our relationships are out of order. We have things in the wrong levels and the wrong tiers of our lives. So today, I want to go over the 4 key tiers of a healthy marriage. The 4 key tiers of a healthy marriage. Number 1 is God. We cannot forget God. God is the most important thing in our lives. He is on a tier, a level all by himself. So please make sure you give God his proper place. You allow yourself to continue to worship God and focus God despite what goes on in a relationship. Marriage is no joke. And not only you have to navigate your marriage and your home, but you also have to navigate life. Like if you're in school, work, careers, ministry. So these things tend to cause a bit of tension. So I think it's crucial for us to make sure at the end of the day, God is at the center of our relationship. God is on a level all by himself. We have to keep on worshiping God. We can't say, God, I have neglected you today because my wife is getting on my nerves. It doesn't work out like that. We must continue to make God a priority and make sure God gets his number 1 place in our lives. So the number 1 level, the number 1 thing on our hierarchy of our lives, it has to be first God. Serve God and worship God above all, because God has the ability to cover everything else in your marriage, cover your home, cover your finances, cover your children, cover your spouse. God has the ability to cover these things. So you have to make sure you leave God at number 1 by himself. He is the GOAT and none other. Number 2 is yourself. Whoa, Pastor Ron, no, you got to take care of your kids and no, you have to take care of yourself. Self-care is important. Shout out to my PS5 crew. I try to at least once a day for an hour or 2 a day play video games. Not just because I like playing video games, but that's my moment of release. I'm home all day with the kids. I don't have any office days. I have 2 kids who are at home all day with me and also trying to navigate the house and ministry. And I tend to be overwhelmed and tired. And that 1 hour, 2 hour of just playing games and zooming out, it helps me out. So self-care is important. We have this false teaching that love requires putting yourself last. You don't put yourself last. Because if I put myself last and I don't take care of myself, then I can't be a good dad to my children. I can't be a good husband to my beautiful wife. So by taking care of Ron, it allows Daddy Ron to be good and also Zaddy Ron to be good as well. So I think it's crucial for me to be able to be at a place where I am taking care of myself. Self-care, mental health is important. One of the things we learned through the pandemic is that all these things you're killing yourself over, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So you have to make sure that you focus on taking care of yourself, because everyone else in your life will appreciate it. A lot of times we just drive ourselves to the ground for people. And, sometimes I've seen folks who like literally have gone to the hospital, and it's because they're at a place where they're just overextending themselves. On a personal anecdote, my mother, one thing, if you follow my podcast a lot, you're going to see a lot about my parents, and they've taught me a lot. And I've learned more about them after leaving their house, after they have passed away and gone. And now that I have to navigate my own family, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot of what they used to tell me to do or taught me to do indirectly. I understand why they used to do these certain things. So my mom, typical Haitian mom, as I will always say, working hard, home health aide, and she'll come home and, cook every day and clean every day. And it'll be to the point where my mom would literally walk through the door and then go right into the kitchen. And I'm like, Mom, sometimes, like, let's chill, let's take a break. She said, nah, if I don't do it now, it won't get done. And she would just be up to like 1 or 2 in the morning. And now that's me. I'm the guy that's up to like 1 or 2 in the morning, making sure everybody's good and taking care of all my other stuff. But, she used to just run herself into the ground and I don't know about you, let me know if I'm crazy. But a lot of parents, I'm not saying just West Indian, but his parents, period. In that generation, they did not believe in going on vacation. My parents did not go on vacation. They actually sometimes lost their vacation days because they would just go to work so much. They literally would take vacation to clean the house. And the only time they would travel because of a wedding or a funeral. But like a leisurely type of vacation never happened. Never happened to my parents, and that killed me. And the reason I'm sharing this, and one day my mom was going to work, a typical routine, and she literally passed out she got off the bus, and she passed out, and she was sent to the hospital. She went to the hospital, everything was fine. And then when everything was fine and she came home and nothing of the sorts and all tests came out clean. And she said, you know what? The reason why God caused me to go through this is because I needed a break. The reason I had to, visit the hospital and literally pass out was to get a break. And I think I don't want us to have to get to that point where we drive ourselves into the ground and then have to be hospitalized in order to get a break. Because then, that hurts your spouse, that hurts your kids, that hurts those that depend on you for ministry or for work. Take care of yourself. Do not put, after God comes you. Self-care is not being prideful. Self-care is wisdom. Take care of yourself. And it comes hard for some people. I'm talking to you about this. And this is a challenge with me. I put everybody above myself. But I'm learning that I have to also pause and find a way to take care of myself. I mentioned the video games. That's progress with me. Normally, I would just drive myself in the ground and make sure everybody else is happy. And then I take care of myself last. Not saying that I'm unhappy, but the problem with my personality type is that I'm happy seeing other people happy. I may be tired as all heck, but I'm neglecting myself. Third thing on our list has to be our spouse. That's around, What about the kids? The kids depend on you. Your kids are the number one, the future, blah, 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 blah. You have to take care of your spouse before your kids. That the reason a lot of relationships become off kilter is because this dynamic between the kids and spouse is reversed, where the spouse goes ahead of the children. And the reason why I want you to make sure you take care of your spouse and you pour into your spouse and you're there for your spouse ahead of your children is because of the fact that once your kid's gone, it'll just be you and your spouse. And it will suck for your kid, for you to be in a retirement home together and not know each other. It will suck for 18, 20 years from now when your kids are gone and their marriages and their relationship and their careers, and y'all two are quote unquote stuck in a crib together, that you guys don't know each other. Again, I'm not saying to neglect your children, but what I'm saying by these are levels of priority. Make sure you make it a priority to take care of your spouse. Pour into this person, date night, hang out, learn their love language, revisit their love language, spend time together. These things are crucial. And people always say, oh, having kids change things. And those that say that having kids change things, oftentimes what the issue is that they are so into taking care of their children, they forget about their husband or their wife. And I could understand why there could be a tension, but you have to be intentional. You have to say, all right, grandma, come get the kids. I'm going out on a date. And can I tell you low key what happened to me and my wife? Sometimes our dates is coming back home and sleeping or just watching TV. But the house is empty. So you must not forget about your spouse. You must not forget about who you're married to. So you cannot forget about that person. So make sure you take care of your spouse. Pour into them. Love. Talk to them. Get to know what's going on in their lives. Because sometimes we're so hell-bent feeding the kids, taking the soccer practice, that your spouse is going through something and you don't know it. And then work husband creeps in. He has time for her. Come on, let's keep it real. So I think it's cool. I think it's important and crucial for you to never neglect your spouse. I'm not saying people be like, oh, he or she was here before the kids. I don't necessarily want to say that, but I know they'll be there after the kids. So please make sure that you take time out and take care of your spouse. And fourth is your children. You have to, of course, make sure your children are taken care of. You have to spend time with your kids. I'm learning. I have 3 kids. Noah, Micah, Gianna, right? 10, gonna be 10 in June. So 9, 4, and 2. And the thing that I'm learning, that these kids, all they want is time. Like what brightens up both of my sons' days is to show me a dunk they had in 2K. Like now my son's really into sports and he's like reciting stats to me. Like, hey dad, did you know that blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And all they want. They don't want the parties, and that's cool. But you also got to make time for your kids. That should be the order in your life. And then everything else comes. Right? Don't put others before your children. Pastors, don't put church in front of your children. Your family is the first ministry. Make sure you take care of them properly in the right order. Because if you don't and you're out of order, a house that's not properly with the proper foundation, that's not in the proper order, the house is not going to stand. So I pray that you understand the gravity and importance of that and use this time to recalibrate and to revisit your relationship. Because maybe that's why your relationship is out of order. This is why your relationship is struggling, because it is out of order. I get it. It's tough. But you have to be intentional. You have to put, date night on a calendar. One thing, I'm re-emphasizing in my life is a devotional time. That, before the kids get up, I spend time in here. I just pray and talk to God and read His Word. I have to do it. So you have to make sure all these things are done. And you spend time with your kids and have the proper order in your relationship. And this will avoid a lot of issues. It's avoid a lot of tension and drama and stress if you're out of order. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and giving me your time. Give me some feedback. What do you think? Am I crazy? Am I missing something? Is the order wrong? Let me know what you think. But thank you for listening either way. God bless you. I love you. Peace.